Hello, boys and girls. How are you doing this morning? I'm glad to be back with you today. Let's get started with our morning message, okay? All right, here we go. Good morning. Today I found a bug. Listen to that word, bug. I'm missing a letter, B blank G. What letter goes in there? Bug. I hear the sound good, so it's a U. Good. Okay, good morning. Today I found a bug. It was a ladybug. Ladybug. What letter am I missing? B. Very good. Down, swim up. Good. She was crawling. Crawling. What letters say ing? I, N, G. Very good. Just like in my last name, ring, R-I-N-G. The ing sound, I-N-G. She was crawling on my leg. Oh, I'm missing an end mark. What kind of end mark do I need there? I need a period. Very good. Period. Can you segment these words into onset and rhyme? Let's read that again. Can you segment these words into onset and rhyme? Words, that's one of our sight words. Let's see if you can help me spell that word. Words. W-O-R-D-S. Very good. Okay, here are our words. We're going to segment them into onset rhyme. Remember, when we do onset rhyme, we have the first part, that's the onset, and then the rhyme, that's the vowel and everything after it, okay? So here we go. I'm going to tell you the word, and then you're going to segment into the onset rhyme. Here we go. Fan. Say the word, fan. Break it apart. An. Good. Next word, cup. K. Up. The onset is k. The rhyme, up. Good. Flip. Say it, flip. You have full, ip. What's the rhyme? Ip. Good. Last one, plate. Pull, eight. What's the first part? Pull, and the rhyme, eight. Very good. All right. Let's write the letter N. The. That's a sight word. Help me spell it. T-H-E. Very good. Let's write the letter N. Okay, when I make an N, watch my hands. Ready? We're going to start at the top, and we're going to dive down. Frog jump to the top. We're going to slide diagonal, and then we're going to go straight back up like a helicopter. Ready? Let's do it again. Do it with me. Start at the top. Dive down. Frog jump to the top. Slide down to the bottom line, and then we're going to go like a helicopter up to the top and bump. Ready? You keep practicing as I write it. Write it on your paper, on a board, or do it in the air. Ready? Here we go. We're going to dive down, frog jump, slide down to the bottom line, and right back up like a helicopter. Next one. Ready? Dive down, frog jump, slide down, and to go straight back up on in a helicopter. One more. Dive down, frog jump, slide down to the bottom, and then straight back up like a helicopter. Good job. Okay, to make our lowercase n, we're going to start at the midline. Okay, we never pick up our pencil. It always stays on the paper. Ready? Starting at the midline. We dive down to the bottom, swim back up to the middle line, and then curve around and down back to the bottom. Okay, we're going to dive around and down to the bottom. Ready? Do it with me again. Starting at the midline. Dive down, swim up and over and bump. Okay, you practice. Do it with me. Starting at the midline, at that dotted line. Dive down, swim up and over and bump. Good job. Let's do another one. Dive down, swim up and over and bump. One more. Dive down, swim up and over and bump. Great. Have a magnificent day. All right, let's look for sight words in here. Ready? Here we go. What's the word? Whoops. Was. A. You. And. Can. I. A. My. On. A. Was. She. Very good. Oh, let's do this one. Have. Excellent job. All right. We are going to read a book today. And then after we read the book, we are actually going to talk about something that was in the book, okay? So, oh, I've lost a paper. Sorry. Okay. That's okay. Here we go. We're going to get started. Whether I can find that paper or not. I must have left it upstairs. Okay. Anyway, here we go. Ready? Are you a bee? Oh, so our story today is going to be about a bee. We talked about an insect in our morning message. Remember, the insect in the morning message was a ladybug. And an insect has 6 legs. How many legs does an insect have? 6 legs. That's right. So in our morning message, we talked about a ladybug. Remember, I saw a ladybug. It was crawling on my leg. Well, now we're going to talk about a bee. Okay, so I want you to listen because in here we're going to talk about the life cycle of the bee. So Are You a Bee? And this book is by Judy Allen and Tudor Humphreys. Sorry, couldn't read that. Here we go. Here's our title page. Are you a bee? Perhaps you are a honeybee. If so, your mother is a queen. She looks like this, and she lays eggs. And here's the queen bee right here. Your life began inside one of her eggs. So the first part of the life cycle is an egg. When you hatch, you are not a pretty sight. You are a larva. And a larva, and I'll show it right here. Can you see that these little white specks down in here? Those are the larvae. That's what they look like. They're ugly. Ugh. You are in a small room with 6 walls. It's called a cell. So these are the cells. Your older sisters bring food. Eat it and grow. Grow until you fill your cell. One of your older sisters puts a wax ceiling on your cell. So these are still the larvae inside here. They're just growing bigger. Inside your closed cell, you change a lot. When you are ready, chew a hole in the ceiling and climb out. Now you look like a bee. And so this is the bee crawling out right there. He's crawling out of his cell. You have a hairy body with stripes, 6 legs, and 4 wings. You have 2 feelers on your head. You have a stinger. You are not alone. You have a few hundred brothers and thousands of sisters. Okay, so they talked about the body parts. So here we have the wings. They're right there. Here are the 2 feelers on the head. I know a lot of times we'll call those their antenna, but they're feelers. And then he has a stinger back here on the very, very back. He has a little stinger. You can't really see the stinger in the picture though. Okay, and he has how many wings? 4 wings. Very good. You live in a nest built by your older sisters. Your nest might be in a hollow tree. It might hang down from a tree branch. Most likely, it will be inside a hive. Your brothers are drones. They don't do much. You and your sisters are workers. You do everything. You clean the nest, feed the larvae, take care of the queen, and build new cells. You fan the nest with your wings to cool it in the summer. You guard the nest to keep out strange bees. Busy, busy, busy. You're a busy little bee. Leave the nest to fetch food from flowers. How will you know where to look? Your sisters will make up a dance to tell you. Watch the dance carefully. Don't worry, you'll understand it. You're a bee. There is sweet liquid in flowers. It's called nectar, and it's hidden deep inside. This is not a problem. You have a long tongue. You can reach it. You also have a special stomach to carry it in. You'll get pollen dust all over you. Scrape it off with your front legs and put it in the pollen baskets on your back legs. That's pretty cool. So they carry that pollen in those pockets on the back legs. When you get home, your sisters will help you put the nectar and the pollen into storage cells. Mix some of the nectar with pollen to make bee bread. Leave the rest of the nectar to turn into honey. Bee bread is good to eat. So is honey. If you find a new patch of flowers, be sure to tell your sisters. How? Dance, of course. More eggs hatch. More larvae turn into bees. The nest gets very crowded. What will happen next? The old queen, your mother, leaves. She takes you and a lot of your sisters with her. Deep in the nest, a royal larva is hatching. She is in a different kind of cell, and she is fed rich food called royal jelly. When she becomes a bee, she is a young queen. She flies away and mates with drones from another nest so that she can lay eggs. When she flies home again, she will be the new queen. Fly with your sisters. Follow the old queen. Stay together. You are part of a swarm. When the queen stops, swarm around her. Now you must build a new nest. But where? Maybe the queen will send scout bees to find a good place. Or maybe a beekeeper will find you and take you all to an empty hive. Why is the beekeeper dressed like this? Do you see him? Why is he dressed like that? In case you get flustered and try to sting. So this is their protective gear. They have to wear that special hat with the netting over it, and they have gloves and these tall boots. However, if your mother looks a little like this, or this, or this, you are not a bee. You are a human child. You do not have a hairy body with stripes on it. You do not have a long tongue. You do not have a stinger. It is very unlikely that you have hundreds of brothers and thousands of sisters. But you can do a lot of things that a bee can't do. You can still eat bread and honey, but you'll never have to fetch your food from flowers. Best of all, you don't have to be busy all day long. Those bees, they have to work all day. Maybe you work a little, but you get to have some fun too. Okay, so let's do some little did you know fun facts. Ready? Did you know bees are happy to live in a hive because the beekeeper has already built part of the nest for them? If bees live in a hollow tree, they have to build the whole nest themselves. Did you know a worker bee can sting only once, then it dies? But a queen bee can sting many times. Did you know bees carry pollen from flower to flower on their furry bodies? The pollen from one flower rubs off onto others and makes seeds, which will grow into new plants. Did you know the average worker bee makes 1.5 teaspoons of honey in her lifetime? All right. So in our book today, we talked about bees, and bees are a type of an insect. Say that word, insect. Very good. And an insect, we said, has how many legs? 6 legs. That's right. How many wings did it say that a honeybee has? 4. Very good. And then the life cycle, it starts off as an egg. And then from the egg, it hatches out and turns to what happens? A larva. That's right, because it's an ugly little thing, right? And then from the larva, it crawls out of its little cell that it's in, right? And it comes out of that cell as a bee. Very good. Okay. Well, I got a little ahead of myself because I was excited to learn about bees today. And I do want you to write about bees. I want you to write about something that you know about bees, or maybe something you just learned about bees in there, okay? Because bees, they may sting sometimes, but they really don't want to hurt you. They like to help us. Bees are actually good for us. Okay, so I got a little bit ahead of myself I was all excited about talking about bees. And we forgot to go over all of our sight words today. So let's go back and pick up our sight words. Okay, here we go. 5, 3, gray, orange, purple, brown, white, pink, black, is, at, was, go, be, his, as, that, when, they, of, what, it, he, down, will, to, not, little, am, she, when, all, good, do, there, 8, 2, 9, 7, blue, 4, are, up, your, were, 10, in, and, a, 6, 4, where, went, with, words, we used that word this morning, had, from, this, but, by, or, good, have, how, we're almost finished, many, we, can, green, see, like, on, me, look, the, I, yellow, come, said, read, you, here. Good job. That was an awesome job with those sight words. You were doing so good on your kindergarten sight words. I'm so proud of you. Remember, you got to keep working because we will be using those in sentences, and we're going to do sentence phrases. We're going to do like little word phrases in the next couple of days. Okay, for our math today, we're going to use 2 dice, okay? And I know you can't really see them. We really can't see them if we roll them. I might can roll them right here. And then we'll see the number. I tell you, we'll look at the number right here that you can see. And then we're going to add the 2 together, okay? So we're going to roll each dice, and we're going to write on a piece of paper, which I do have that paper. We're going to write on a piece of paper our equation and then solve the equation, okay? We're going to do just a few of these. Here we go. All right, so I'm going to roll the first one, and the number is 5. Good. And the next one, we're going to roll it, and the number is 6. Good. So I have 5 and 6. So when I write that, we will write 5, plus 6. And what does that equal? If we don't know, let's count it, okay? So we have 5 plus 6. So we're going to hold the bigger number in our head. So we're going to hold that in our head. Ready? Hold it in your head. What's the number? 6. Okay, and then let's count on 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Very good. So the answer is 11. Very good. All right, let's roll again. We're going to do like 2 or 3 of these. Ready? 5 again. And the next one, and 3. So I have 5 and 3. Okay, so let's write 5 plus 3. Here we go. 5 plus 3. Okay, if you don't know the answer, you're going to take the biggest number and we're going to hold it in our head. So what's the bigger number? 5 or 3? 5. Put it in your head. 5 and count on 6, 7, 8. So what's my answer? 8. Very good. So 5 plus 3 equals 8. Excellent. Let's do one more. Ready? Let's roll it. 3 and 6. So we have 3 plus 6. So let's write it. 3 plus 6 equals. If you don't know the answer, what do I need to do? That's right. Put the bigger number in my head. Which number is greater, 3 or 6? That's right, 6. So put 6 in your head. You're going to go 6, 7, 8, 9. What's my answer? 9. Very good. All right. Let's go back and read our equations. Here we go. 5 plus 6 equals 11. 5 plus 3 equals 8. 3 plus 6 equals 9. Very good. That's a very good and easy math lesson for you to work on at home if you have dice. These actually just came from the Dollar Tree, and then I just used a permanent marker and drew them on there. A lot of games, board games, come with dice, so you may have board games that have dice at home, or you can just take a piece of paper and fold it to make it. But I'm also going to show you another way in the next couple of days, that if you don't have dice, another way you can practice adding numbers. That'll be a little bit fun. Okay. All right. Before we leave today, let's count by nickels. Remember, nickel, nickel, flat. Nickel, nickel, thick and flat. You're worth 5 cents. I know that. So if I'm going to count by a nickel, I need to count by 5s. That's right. Here we go. Let's count by 5s all the way to 100. I know you can do it. Here we go. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100. Good job, boys and girls. Okay. Well, today, remember, I want you to write about a bee. Write what you know about a bee or what you learned about a bee. And then maybe you can go outside and on a nature walk, maybe you can find a bee, okay? And if you happen to have a beekeeper that's close to you, maybe you could take a little field trip maybe over the summer. Or you can look online with your mom or your dad, and maybe you can find a beekeeper. We have a really nice beekeeper that lives close to me that happens to be a friend of mine. And then they sell the honey from their bees. So see what you can find out about bees and then write about it. Have a great day. Bye.